Greetings, North Andover. I'm your hometown host, Ron Carpenito, and welcome to the latest installment of the North Andover Journal. Up first today on the Journal, we have a May Town Manager update from Melissa Murphy Rodriguez.
Hi, I'm Melissa Rodriguez, the Town Manager, here with a quick update. So we have a couple of exciting things going on right now. The first one being that yesterday, Amazon came in and pulled their building permit. And so while it's been an up and down over the last year or so, we're pretty excited to have that permit fee in hand and to be able to award their permit so that they can begin construction. The permit fee was actually over $5 million. So a really exciting time for the town, and we're really starting to see the Amazon factor along that parcel and along those properties on 125 as we're seeing more interest in construction over there. So it's going to be great, especially with the new sewer going in, and we're really excited about that. I also wanted to welcome the town's new HR director. As you know, our much loved long-term HR director, Kathy Darby, is retiring at the end of this year, fiscal year, and we will miss her very much. We have hired someone new who will be starting in June and will be able to cross-train with Kathy. Her name is Carrie Messenger, and she's joining us from the town of Reading, where she works for the school department. Before that, she was with the City of Boston and the Boston Housing Authority, and we're very excited to welcome her. We'd also like to wish Irene O'Brien well. Irene retired on April 1st from her 19 years as a Senior Center Director and is going to be sorely missed by all of us. The Senior Center has started to reopen with programming, and she was able to see that in her last few days here, and we are currently interviewing to fill that position as well. I want to remind people that town meeting has been moved. It will not be in May. It's going to be June 15th, and it will again be outside, so wear your hats and sunscreen. Put in lesson learned last year. We have a pretty full agenda. Usual stuff like the budget, conservation restriction for the Stevens estate, some really interesting citizen petitions, and I hope that all of you will come and join us in helping the community to make our decisions for the next year. Obviously, it was a tough budget season. We are feeling some confidence and relief with the funds that we understand we're going to be getting from the federal government, although we have not received any final information on when that money will be coming or what that final number is going to look like. We do know that there is relief coming, and we're looking forward to that. We wanted to announce a couple of different partnerships. The first one's with the Kindness Collaborative. So the Kindness Collaborative came to being during the pandemic and has been known for things like their mask making and Batman visiting the schools. And we're proud to be their first municipal partner. So we signed a memorandum of agreement with them last month and have just started what has become already a really fruitful partnership. And we're excited to be a part of that. We're also currently partnering with Groundwork Lawrence and the YMCA, and they are helping us with a food insecurity initiative. So we have contracted with local businesses who are making meals for people in North Andover who need food. And if you're looking for more information on that, you can find that on the town's website or on the YMCA website. That program's going to be running for a little longer than a month. We're very excited and thankful to everybody that has helped us to get that program up and running. I also wanted to talk a little bit about fireside catering in the Stevens estate. So as many people know, we have been doing an RFP, or request for proposals, for the Stevens estate. We have awarded a contract contingent on negotiation of a successful contract and ideally a nonprofit partner to Fireside Catering, who also does business as Weber Restaurant Group. We're really excited about that, and we're in the middle of negotiating that contract now. I'm feeling very hopeful and optimistic that it's going to be a great win for protecting the Stevens estate and making sure that the town and the public still has access to what really and truly is a town gem. And so I'm looking forward to bringing you future updates on that. And finally, I wanted to recognize the school committee and Superintendent Gilligan and Assistant Superintendent Maley on really a job well done on getting all of our students back to school. I know as a parent, I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, it has been a tough year, and seeing the schools reopen has brought more hope to me than ever before, and I know many of you feel the same way. And so as we have already welcomed our elementary school students back, and over the next week, we'll see middle school, and not soon after that, the high school, I just want to applaud them. They've been creative, they've been diligent, and they really weathered a storm, and I'm very proud to work with them. So thank you, and I'll see you again in a few weeks.
Now make sure to stay updated on our GovCam channel for any related government updates. It's on Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 26. Now the Journal is partnering up with North Andover's community officers to create a new segment called Those Who Serve. The segment is going to highlight different public servants from police, fire, other town departments, and more. Now in our first episode, we'll hear from the North Andover Police Department as they tell us about their canine officer, Mojo.
My name is Officer Eric Seawade. This is my canine Mojo. I'm a patrolman with the North Andover Police Department. Mojo is my canine partner. He's a 7.5-year-old Dutch Shepherd. He's trained in patrol and explosives detection. Mojo is used primarily as a locating tool. We use him to find missing persons, evidence recovery, apprehensions if we need to, and explosives detection. Our daily routine, get ready for work, head out to his kennel, get him out, and we usually start the day with some sort of training exercise, whether it be a gun search, an evidence search, or a track to keep his nose and his skills on point. So as I stated earlier, we usually start every day with some sort of training exercise, whether it be a explosive search or an article recovery or a track. I just hid some explosive material in here, and we'll work Mojo around the room, and with any luck, he'll indicate on it. Mojo, sit. Sit. So that sit was his indication. There's a pound of smokeless powder in there, in that box. So Mojo has specific skills in order to locate items or people. He's more of an asset to us, you know, in the criminal aspect, whereas a therapy dog is more to keep people comfortable and assist with, you know, mental health sort of things. I started putting in for canine back in 2008, and I put in for it yearly. In 2014, the year after the marathon bombings, at the time it was Lieutenant Gray, he's now Chief, approached me, asked me if I still wanted the position. I told him I did, and that's how he came about.
Now, as always, if you have any suggestions for any Journal segments or you'd like to see more of our Those Who Serve segment, contact our show director, Gabby Griffiths, at the link below. Now we'll head over to the North Andover Public Schools for an update on all the latest happenings and progress with bringing our students back to school, all courtesy of our school superintendent, Dr. Greg Gilligan.
Hello, Dr. Gilligan here, Superintendent of Schools for North Andover. I can't believe it's April already. A few great things that have been happening. We were thrilled to welcome back on April 5th our elementary students to a full in-person return. It's been going great, and we're just so excited to have them back. This week, on April 28th, we'll be welcoming back our middle school students to a full person return, as well as North Andover High School on Thursday, April 29th. More information is right on our website at North Andover Public Schools with great detail with updates from Principal Jackson and Principal Gonsalves. Other great things that are happening here in North Andover is just recently, the North Andover Music Education Program was named one of the best communities for music education by the National Music Merchants Association, and this is the 4th year running, which is just amazing. North Andover High School is kicking off spring sports this week of April 26th at North Andover High, so we're excited for them. And another big event this week in town is at the North Andover Youth Center with Rick Gorman. They do a great job up there, and they're having the 7th annual Teen Job Fair, and that is on the 29th. And you have to pre-register for that, so check out the Youth Center's website So that's it for this month. We cannot wait to get all the students back, and I hope you have a great April and early May.
Thanks again, Dr. Gilligan, and make sure to stay updated on our CAMED channel, which you can find on Comcast Channel 99 and Verizon Channel 28. Well, I'll tell you, it's hard to believe that the modified football season we had waited for since this past fall has already come and gone. Let's check out the highlights from the latter half of the Scarlet Knights Fall 2 season.
The North Andover Scarlet Knights varsity football team took a record of 1 win and 3 losses on the road with them in April when they took on the Middies over in Dracut. Needing a win, the Scarlet Knights dialed up their intensity and scored the game's first points in the last seconds of the first quarter. Aiden Lynch caught a short pass from Will Schimler and ran 12 yards for the opening score. The ensuing point after kick was good, and North Andover led 7-0. The Knights would add more points late in the second quarter as a 12-yard touchdown run by A.J. Lawrence made it 13-0. The score would stay 13-0 after a failed point-after attempt. Dracut get the ball back, but on their first play from scrimmage, North Andover's Brendan Regan got the interception, and the Knights got the ball right back from Dracut. This culminated in a 1-yard touchdown run from Stephen Ferrullo to close out the half. The 2-point conversion attempt was good, and the score at halftime was 21-0 in favor of the Knights. Dracut finally answered early in the third quarter with a big 63-yard touchdown run, followed by a successful extra point. That made the score 21-7. North Andover got their own score in the third as well, as Jack Ferrullo was the beneficiary of a 30-yard touchdown play. No points after the fact, and the score was 27-7 in favor of the Knights. Dracut went for the big play late in the quarter and pulled off a miraculous 65-yard touchdown completion. Though the Middies missed the extra point, they carried their momentum into the fourth quarter. With about 5.5 minutes left in the game, Dracut added another big passing play and found the end zone once more. The point after was good, and the Middies were within a score of North Andover. In the ensuing series, the Middies' defense got a big stop, and their offense got back on the field. They were on the march when North Andover defender Brian Ferrullo grabbed a game-sealing interception. From there, the Knights just sat on the ball, running down the clock and taking a 27-20 win in Dracut. The next week, however, the Knights were not so lucky as they lost a crucial game to rival Andover 38-0. The Knights then came back home to finish their season against the Methuen Rangers as part of the MVC slate of postseason games. The Rangers opened the scoring as the Knights' defense gave up another big play. In this case, it was a 67-yard touchdown run. The point after kick was good, and the Rangers led 7-0. North Andover answered in the second quarter as standout back Stephen Ferrullo scampered 12 yards for the Knights' first score. A successful point after kick knotted the scores at 7, which is how things stayed going into halftime. The next two scores came from the Methuen offense in the form of a 1-yard third-quarter touchdown run and a much longer fourth-quarter run as the Knights once again gave up a big play, this time a 54-yard run. But the Knights were not finished yet. Will Schimler found an open A.J. Lawrence, who took it all the way in to bring the Knights within a single score. The Knights' defense then gave them another chance, recovering a Methuen fumble deep in North Andover territory. They got the ball all the way to the Methuen 30-yard line before missing some shots at the end zone and giving up the ball on downs. Methuen ran out the clock to finish the game and give themselves a 19-13 victory. The Knights varsity team finishes the year with a record of 2 wins and 5 losses. They did fare better than the Knights JV squad, however, who had a truncated 3-game season and came away with no wins in those 3 games. The freshman team gave us some exciting moments and a good look at the future of North Andover football. They finished the season with 4 wins and 3 losses. And with that, the unique Fall 2 football season for 2021 is now in the books.
Wow. And we'd like to give a special thank you, very special thank you to Dracut Access Television for allowing us to use some of that footage that you just saw in that report. Now, in addition to the football team, the indoor track and swim teams also finished their Fall 2 seasons. And while the swim team finished the season with a 3-5 record, the boys and girls indoor track teams finished their respective seasons undefeated, with each team ending at 5-0 and winding up Merrimack Valley Conference champions. Congratulations to the staff and the athletes on putting forth another great season. And of course, spring sports are next, starting this May. And once again, you can see many of the high school sporting events right here on North Andover Cam. Just visit our website at northandovercam.org for upcoming air dates and times. Well, now it's time to head back to school at our very own Merrimack College. Today, we're going to see a different side of Merrimack's team. It's the campus police department. Now, the department was willing to share with the Journal some of their police call logs over the past months to give us a glimpse into what types of situations are happening on a college campus.
boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Hi everybody, I'm Alex Conti, and this is the March Police Log. On March 1st, an employee called about children in the library not wearing masks. An officer responded and spoke to the employees there about how guests are not allowed on campus. On March 2nd, a student called to report loud banging sounds coming from the floor above their dorm room. An officer found a large number of students congregating in the hallway. They were told to keep the noise down. And on March 4th, received a call from North Andover Fire Department reporting that they received a call from a student in Ash who reports they have fallen and is bleeding from the face. Ambulance transport to Lawrence General Hospital. On March 5th, a student in security at the SAC gate said a female employee showed a restricted co-verified and was told to contact the task force, but kept walking right into the SAC. False start. On March 5th, an area coordinator called with a request from Mary at Ash tonight for some students that were shaken up by an incident that occurred there last night. Mary in the clutch. On March 10th, a student called MCPD because their roommate appeared to be having an allergic reaction to something. Female resident student signed a medical waiver and refused treatment. On March 11th, officer noted May resident student urinating on the side of the house. Use the toilet, guys. On March 13th, an individual called to report a loud party going on in a residential area. Officers responded and told the students to keep the noise down. The gathering was within permitted occupancy. On March 17th, officers will be asking a crowd at the apartments to lower the music and to spread out the groups. On March 21st, an RA in Ash called requesting an alcohol assessment on student in Ash. Male resident student was transported to Lawrence General Hospital. On March 25th, a male commuter student was identified after parking in another student's assigned spot. Officers found the student in a residential hall. The student became disruptive and uncooperative towards officers even after being given multiple warnings. The student was arrested for disorderly conduct. And on March 27th, officers with student who will be trespassing. Alcohol and marijuana were also confiscated. That's it for the March Police Log. I'm Alex Conti.
Well, thanks for the update, Merrimack. And if you want to hear and learn more about Merrimack College, just head over to YouTube and search on MCTV Merrimack College and subscribe to their channel. Now here at the Journal, we're always on the lookout for a great North Andover news story or even a fresh new idea for a show feature or a segment. So if you have any ideas or exciting news, please just let us know by emailing us at thejournal@northandovercam.org. Well, thanks again for tuning into this episode of The Journal, and please be sure to keep an eye out for our future episodes. And from all of us here at North Andover Cam, I'm your hometown host, Ron Carpenito, and thank you for watching.